all along. Renewed.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with the man, Petey himself, and Cal. Hey, say what's up, gents.
What's going on?
Ready to rock.
Ready to rock. So today we're going to be talking about Agatha. Is it Agatha all along now? Or Agatha
Yes.
came back? Or
Yes.
Agatha all
Westview.
along. Good way to show you were paying attention to the show.
So, Agatha is back. Is this a part 2 to WandaVision? Or is this its own animal?
No, it's not.
All right, so since you are so interested in jumping into this, I'm going to give it to you, Petey. Go. Give us a little breakdown.
Well, it starts off as a procedural, so it means that it's also keeping some of the Wanda flair of spoofing procedurals without doing like a nudge wink. So it's like it has a procedural thing, but going through this and this investigation of this person who died, and it's almost like, was it that Mare movie or True Detective? But it's also, I don't know, like they're kind of poking fun at this stuff without doing jokes. And then next thing you know, because the other show was doing TV shows, so then we have it where Aubrey Plaza, her character comes in, I believe she's the Green Witch, and she's like, hey, and she says the Salem 7. So ultimately, is a hope that they could come and appear in this, but they throw that out there. But then there's actually freeing and doing this point with Aubrey Plaza, she kind of frees Agatha, and she realized she's kind of stuck in the warp thing that happened in WandaVision. She's kind of been trapped in this after she lost to the Scarlet Witch. So then, as she gets freed, for some reason, she's nude for no apparent reason. And this is what I had
no, she's free because she's finally breaking out of all that.
She already did break that out of those clothes. She switched to black and white, and then for some strange reason, they said, we need some skin. So she
had to get out of that too.
She walks out in the street, right?
Nude. She walks out in the street nude.
She walks out in the street nude, and the next thing you know, you see a parent with the kid, and the girl is like the way they used to show the little boys looking, like, oh wow, and they got the little girl doing it. What is going on this show?
You know what's going on this show.
No, they like block the little girl's eyes. Like, are you kidding me? What's going on? I don't believe that. But anyway,
that was the day I became bi.
So then, so from that point, she starts to gather a crew, or what they would say, a coven, and she's going to. But then I ran into another roadblock. They say, hey, she tells this, I think was it, she tells this psychic, or I know which one she told, but she's like saying, hey, if you use all you have to do is not use your powers. If you use your powers, then I can take that power and then use it and hit back at you. And I was like, what the hell is happening here? We have Agatha Harkness from the comic books, which is a very powerful witch. She's done 3 million different things with her powers, this, that, and the other. She's been burned. She came back alive after being burned and said, hey, you can't just burn a witch. I got way more powers than that. That was never in her wheelhouse, but it was in that character from the Alpha Flight wheelhouse, Talisman. Like, how are you going to take Talisman? That's the whole hook of the character, where she's like, hey, she doesn't know anything about magic, but she's the mystical talisman who's able to take energy or any mystical energy that's out there and utilize it. But the hook was she didn't know how to use it. So she'd be in these fights and she's like, hey, Shaman's like, go out there and take care of it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. She'd get attacked. You see, it's like, oh no, she wasn't ready. And she's like, immediately once they hit her, she's able to use it. So I was just like, why would they still, they taking another character off the board, sitting around at Marvel saying, what is her powers? Hey, we need this mystical talisman. This will be our Agatha. Agatha will have that power because this is the most dynamic. What?
Nobody's thinking about Alpha Flight, and nobody's thinking about Talisman. So they just took that.
Nobody. I am. So ultimately, gathers this coven. She, uses their anger to bring out the energy so they can go down the yellow brick road, or actually they go into the basement. It's not actual. They talk about the road, but they go
into another dimension or whatever. Which is
go into the basement. You almost get attacked. No, before that, she has a fight with Aubrey Plaza, which is very cool. That was the only thing I really liked.
Aubrey Plaza?
She was the Green Witch. but she only has black on, right? Remember the woman who's also the FBI agent that comes in early?
Black Heart one?
Yeah, that one. She comes in there and she's like saying, her stuff, and she had the cool fight. I've always liked Aubrey Plaza, so she's in there. She's pretty good. And then we lead into her gathering the coven. They go into the road, and then next thing you know, what happens after that? I think that for me, I'm gonna just end it here and say that I need to see more. I wasn't necessarily happy with what I saw, but I did like the fight scene with Aubrey Plaza.
All right, so let's pass it on to Cal. Cal.
I also need to see more. I also need to see more of Aubrey Plaza.
Yes, definitely.
No, I mean all jokes aside.
We're listening.
I didn't even pick up on the whole. Okay, we're going to keep in the same vein that did with WandaVision, where we're going to be spoofing these particular, where WandaVision was spoofing the eras of television, from black and white, the staples of what would have been on a show. Where okay, we'll now like spoof certain types like a procedural drama, if you will. So I didn't even pick up on that. I was just saying, look, you got a chance. You finally did something that you guys have been pushing forward, these Marvel characters, where you have Agatha Harkness. This is your character. This is not the Marvel Universe character in the slightest. Let's see where you go. Let's see where you go from there. And then this is because it was almost 2 hours of premiere. It was like 2 episodes. So
it wasn't 2 hours. It was like the first one was a half. It definitely was a half. It was 2 hours.
I guess it felt like that. So, and I'm picking up on this, and the thing, I think too much like a writer when I watch this, and I'm like, where is this going? Okay, because the whole thing is supposed to be set up, and the best stuff is when the setup pays off, when all the threads are tied together, and especially if you're enjoying it to the point where you're like, oh man, oh yeah, that's right back to where we began. Oh, that's why he needed this. That's why it all plays into that, and it can be very formulaic, but if it's done well, it becomes really, really good, right? And you're not supposed to notice it. You're not supposed to look at it and say, oh, that spear? Yeah, they keep talking about the spear. We're going to see that in the third act. Your mind shouldn't go there. But I'm looking at this, and that is a big question. Like, where exactly is this going? And then what's the overall payoff on it? And then I was talking with a friend of mine, and I think the mistake that a lot of the television series that Marvel produced, or rather the Disney produced, for Disney Plus with the Marvel thing, is that none of these series were really looking to be continuous series. They were pretty much one shots or set up for the films. So now you have this, and I'm like, okay, is this going to be something where we get 2, 3, 4 seasons rather out of this, or is this another one shot where this is going to be, hey, one and done, and then we'll have the contempt of leaving this open ended in the last episode, just in case the ratings are high enough that they want us to come back. And then we'll do a season 2, but we won't do anything further than that at the end of the day. So those are some questions that I have in mind. It's still aside of that, it's still a very fresh story with, characters that aren't very well established because they're here, because Agatha Harkness in the comic is nothing like this. So, I'm in this one for the long haul. I want to see how this unfolds. So we'll see.
Okay, that's cool. So whereas the Penguin is a wholehearted, yes, we like it, let's do this bad boy. This one is, I also am.
What did you say?
The Penguin, where we all agree.
Don't slip that in. That was another show. You're trying to egg people on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you very much.
I didn't say nothing. I just said,
just say the thing you want to say about the Agatha. Agatha all along. It was Agatha all along.
Agatha all along. It is interesting the way they're taking it, but I reserve judgment to see more.
Oh God!
Because I'm not sure where I'm going with this. The Salem 7 are seem very. I don't know. They're supposed to be her grandkids, right?
So I don't know if they're playing that at all. They're not playing that to be her grandkids.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're changing it totally. I don't know. Probably they won't. Who knows what they're going to do? So it seems very different. Agatha Arden, and I'm not knocking it. This is a different thing. I'm willing to try and go down this yellow brick road. I didn't think of it like that, but I thought it was interesting that at the very beginning, the Wicked Witch is dead, and that's Wanda, right? That's the murder that we're looking.
Another thing I didn't pick up the butt yet. That's definitely how it starts. I think A friend, what was it? A friend of mine had said that they watched Doctor Strange, the multiverse thing, and they said there's some bits that you can get. I don't recommend having to watch another thing to watch this, but if you're interested, you could check out Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and see how it connects to these first two episodes. I think there's some Easter eggs and stuff like that that connect you. They said they helped them in watching it, but when I first started watching it, I'm just like, yo, this is was it Mare of Easttown? I couldn't get the name of it, but it was like Mare of Easttown. It's just like, come on, the female detective that's rough around the edges and whatnot. But anyway, I think that's all I got to say. We'll see what happens in the next one, and hopefully we get to Salem 7. They mentioned them, so hopefully we get to see them.
Exactly. All right. Any last words?
I also hope they do something with Salem 7, as I have a copy of the first appearance, and I would love to sell it. So please, Salem 7, let's bring them on the show. Please make them recognizable. And if you are looking for a copy, you can leave a comment. Definitely reach out.
They did make a mention that our son Nicholas Scratch was at the picture.
Yeah, I already sold my Nicholas Scratch. I'm trying to sell this one now.
Spinner Rack out. Comment, subscribe. Later, guys.
Later.